So, hello, my name is Tasha Smutney. I am a double gold consultant and two-time IATAN card holder. We're going to talk about how we can make money booking travel with instant commissions because we all want to make money and we don't always want to wait for it, right? So, here's what we're going to cover. First of all, what in the world are instant commissions? A lot of people get confused on what's an instant commission, what's not an instant commission, where do I go to make instant commissions, all of that stuff, right? What are the things we're going to charge fees on so that we get paid? Creating invoices for our instant commissions, and then how do our clients actually get that money to us, all right? So all of those are things we're going to cover. So instant commissions, first of all, what in the world are they, right? We use wholesale sites and vendors to save our clients money. And then at the same time, we're now able to charge a fee that is paid to us the day they book. All right. Now, for the most part, instant commissions are on sites that don't pay commission. I said for the most part, because there is one option where there is a commission, plus we could charge a fee depending on what we find. Okay. So what we can charge fees on, and I really should add in there Evo rewards as well. Flights. There is zero commission built into flights. We have multiple options for flights where we could add commissions or charge a fee. We're going to talk about that. Evo rewards and Evo Plus, where we're finding discounts and we can upcharge to our clients. You may or may not have heard of this one, My Profit Agility, we're going to talk about. And then RoomRes. Even though it pays commission, it is a wholesale vendor. Okay. So let's take a look at flights. Now, with this being said, I don't often book flights only. I don't like to book flights. I don't want to book flights. But if somebody comes to me for a flight only, I make it clear to them, just so you know, I don't get paid commission on flights. So I am going to charge you a fee per person per flight. Right? Anywhere from $25 to $50 per person per flight for domestic flights. So that means if somebody has a nonstop flight round trip, that's 2 flights. If each of their flights has a stop, that's 4 flights. So if I charge $25 per person per flight and there's 2 flights each way, I'm getting $100 per person. Because that's 4 flights that potentially I'm going to have to fix problems on with delays or cancellations or whatever the case may be, missed connection. All right. For international flights, we're going to charge at least $100 per person per flight. I am anyway. Some people will charge a percentage of what the flights cost for international flights. There's just more that can go wrong with the scheduling and connections and that kind of thing with international flights. Or depending on the time, it could be the middle of your night that you're having to problem solve things. Okay. If I'm booking flights separate from a package, I'm getting a package, but I'm booking everything separate, I don't necessarily charge for the flights. For example, I have a couple that I'm going to be booking a Virgin Voyages cruise for. We're booking the flights, the cruise, and a hotel in Miami. So that's 3 separate bookings. I am not charging them a fee for the flights. That's my personal choice. It's my business. I'm not charging that because I'm already making money from them. If I'm booking just a flight, I'm not making anything unless I charge a fee. So that's my choice. It's your business. You get to choose how much you charge and what you charge for. I'm just here to let you know places that people typically do and how you can make money charging fees. Okay. We do also have some suppliers that we can add commission in. If you're booking on Vax, you can add commission very easily on Vax. Now, there are some others you can book just flights, Centrav and Fairbuzz, that you can register for, that you can also put the commission in. I have heard from people they're saving money on Fairbuzz. I went to look today and it was more money. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to use that. Right. So you still have to price compare. So when we're looking flights, if we're in VAX, I have booked, let me go to a saved itinerary so I can show you. So if I pull up this itinerary, first of all, if there's a package, I can add commission anyway. If their flight schedule is going to be really complicated, or if the flights are taking up a big chunk of it and you're not getting commission as high as you would think, I add commission at that point. I try on VAX to always make sure my commission's at least 10% of the total. And sometimes it's not because the flights are a big chunk of the trip. Come on, VAX. All right. I'm not even worried about that. But when you come in, you click Booking Administration. So you see how here the commission on this one would only be $375 on an $8,000 trip because the flights are a big part of this. Okay. I'm going to raise this so that I'm getting at least $800. Unless I'm going to go like super far over budget. Like if you're going to raise the price enough that they're going to be like, I'm not paying that because it's over budget, right? Their budget was 9,000. I'm still saving them $321 under what their budget is. And now I'm closer to that 10%, right? Because it was 81 or 82. Okay. That's how you can add commission in VAX. Now, with that being said, you can also in VAX, I have booked a airfare and rental car only booking before. I had a friend who was traveling to the Rocky Mountains. They were going to go camping. They didn't need hotels, but they did need a flight and a rental car. So you could choose flight and car. And I would absolutely add commission to that because it's going to be a low commission. So they went to Denver. Let's just say it's going to be here. They'll March. They're probably still going to be camping in the snow if I did that. They went this summer. But when you come in, you can do flight and rental car. And you can add commission. Because typically a rental car is not going to be a ton. I mean, it could be like $1,000 for a week. But like here, we're looking, the total is around $1,000. And that's with direct flights. That's pretty good. That might not be with a rental car yet. So this has, whatever they're getting for a rental car, but they want to be camping, so they want an SUV. So when I look now, I can add travel protection here for the flights and the rental car. That's why sometimes I like to do flights on VAX. It does require that you do at least a hotel for it could be a one-night hotel stay or a rental car. It's giving us much more difficulty now with just flights. So this will only give you a during travel protection plan. It doesn't give a cancel protection plan when you do without a resort. But at least it gives them any issues while traveling. So if we look at the commission, so my commission is $51. I'm not doing all that work for $51, right? I want at least $150. So let's say it's two people. They have 4 flights total. If I charge them $100, so $25 per flight. If we say 2 people, 2 flights each, that's how I could add that for my flights here, right? And we still have that's a really good price for a full week of an SUV rental and direct flights for two people. So that's how you would add in VAX. Unfortunately, they're not going to let you do flight only in VAX for the most part. I tried to do one that was like a multiple flight and it wouldn't let me do it. Our other options, I have not used Centrov. I know that somebody just did a training on it this week. Lynette, you said, is Lynette still here? She said she had
I'm here.
mixed reviews for Centrov, correct?
Centrav is great, and sometimes they come up cheaper than what you find on the actual airline, except for the fact that my client was in Spain. I got an update that their flight was delayed 4 hours. So that was going to make them miss their connecting flight.
Mhm.
So and it was after hours when I got this call. It was after 5 p.m. on a weekday. I tried to call Centrav. They do not work, or at that point in time, this has been several months ago. They did not work after 5 p.m. If you wanted help after hours, I believe there was like a $35 charge for that. And then when I tried to call the airline to take care of this problem, the airline said that if I booked with a third party, because it was after hours again, that there would be a charge for the airline to handle it. So after that, I quit using Centrav.
So that is a concern. If what you book is only during like if they're only flying during hours that they'll be open, it's not a worry. But just you could proceed with caution that is an experience one of our agents has had. All right. But lots of people have a lot of luck with Centrav too. So, oh, why can't you find anything? It might not fly from every airport. I was just looking for myself to be perfectly honest. To try to see if it was going to give me a deal because I've been looking for flights for the state for myself.
I liked it until it
Did
gave
they
me that
get it?
problem. But another problem is sometimes flights, when you try to book them after hours, you'll get that you can't book it until the next day.
Oh.
Yeah,
So it's possible on here because it's a weekend, it's not pulling up everything for me.
correct.
Good to know. Well, it did pull something up.
It kind
Let's,
of sucks sometimes, but it's there if you need it. And I'm gonna actually try out Fairbuzz this weekend.
yeah, I'm going to show you guys Fairbuzz in a minute too. So let's just say, let's say I choose this one. It's not what I'm going to choose because I don't want to get there at 10:30 at night, but let's say I choose this one. However, it is less because I haven't been able to find my flights for under $1,000. I'm not happy, but that's okay. All right. So it does tell you got to pay by 11:55 Central Time. So when I come in here, I do now have the option. It does tell me if the fare has changed, and that's airlines can change. All right. I'm not going to upgrade. You put in this traveler's information. I'm going to just go through the whole thing. If I don't put in, because you can add commission after the fact. You could add frequent traveler number, their known traveler number for TSA PreCheck. If they're traveling internationally, you could put passport number. All right. If I click book, you're booking the fare. I didn't pay anything. It does give you the option for like meal requests and stuff like that. So if I don't pay this by this evening, it's going to cancel, right? See, it says needs payment. So once you get in here,
But if you do that too many times, they're going to call you and they're going to be really nasty and tell you that it holds that flight and they're going to start charging Archer.
as soon as I'm done, I'm going to click cancel. I just
Even
wanted to
canceling it does it.
really.
Yes. I got a really nasty phone call when I was playing with it and training on it.
So for the record, You have to get all the way here, though, to add your service fee, which is your commission. So we've got 2 flights. Maybe I charge $100. Now it tells you the total price is $918.96. So if I was a client, I'm already going to be happy because you're saving me money because I couldn't find this for less than $1,000 or $1,100 for the flight. And you're still getting paid $100. And you click changes. Okay. So then you can enter their credit card payment information. All right. So it does tell you that it's going to charge to the airline, and then $115 is going to be charged separate because they have a booking fee. All right. They have a $15 fee, and I charged $100 to me. All right. I mean, I might book this though. So, but I don't want this flight. So that's why I might cancel or change it. But I'm going to cancel it because I'm not really going to book this. But that's how you would add it on here. You do have to register with Centrov because, as you can see, I'm registered as with Archer Travel Group. Okay. Just so that you know that. You do have to register. So when you first come in here, let me see if it'll. Yes, I'm sure. That's interesting that my TSA information was on file. It must have pulled up my Southwest account. So when you do first come in here and sign up, you just put the agency info. You put Archer Travel and their IATA number and the agency's address. And that's how you register. And then the other one is FareBuzz, which we learned about more recently. I know that I had to, and I'm going to go to Discord to remember how we registered. We had to email somebody to get registered, and they sent us our login. While we're here, if you didn't know, you can search for things in Discord. FareBuzz. Here is the registration link. Nope, that's a GoToWebinar. Hold on. Let's see. I don't want to register for the webinar. There is a webinar if you want to learn more about it at 4 p.m. Eastern on this Tuesday. Good to know. All right, this is the form. This is from FareBuzz webinar, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. To register, you have to email this person. Put it in the chat. And they will email you back your login information. It's all you do. You put your first and last name, your phone number, your email address, make sure it's the one that you registered with us with, and then you put Archer Travel Services as your agency. And you say, please register me. And they will. So, similar situation. I didn't have to book it before I could add money when I looked earlier, but they do also have hotels, vacations, and cars in here. All right, so let's see. Let's just compare the same one. One person. I did notice this one did not bring up Southwest, I don't think. So yeah, this is not bringing up Southwest. However, this is less money. But I would rather travel in the morning if I can. But that's the same time, so we might as well compare apples to apples. If we were going to do this, we get in. You can, on FareBuzz, add travel protection for the flight at $55 per person. It'll let you choose seats. And if it costs for the seat, you can even do the upgraded seats on here. I'm not going to choose them all. I'm going to get to where it shows you can add. So as you scroll down to the bottom, price details, no upfront commission is offered. You add it in here. Okay. So right now this is already better where it's $750 from the other one. So I might be checking out Fairbus later for my own flights. But this is where you would add whatever you were adding for your, no, not 100,000. I hit the comma instead of the decimal point. Woo! All right. So you would add that in for the total went up $100. So those are other ways you can also add to the fares for flights. Okay. So next, let's move on from flights. Evo Plus, our exclusive wholesale booking engine just for Evolution agents. We can book hotels and resorts only. We cannot book airfare. We cannot book rental cars. We can't book activities, none of that. The other option from our back office is Evo Rewards as well. So I am going to show that real quick. Both of them. We do have whole corporate trainings on Evo Plus. They are offered every single Thursday at noon Eastern on the corporate Zoom. So that's 9 a.m. if you're in California. All right. Evo Rewards. A lot of people don't know about this, but there are travel deals in here that you can upcharge clients for. So if we go to travel, let's say we wanted a hotel in Orlando. Someone going on a cruise, they're leaving on Sunday, they're getting in on Friday. That Zoom is on Team Up. It's on Team Up. It's on the corporate Zoom number. You're welcome. They had it this week. They didn't have it the last 2 weeks because the person who runs it was away. All right. So as we can see, I'm going to zoom in so we can see these better. It'll tell us how much you're saving per night. All right. My general rule when I upcharge a client, I will not charge more than half of the savings. That's my rule for me. If I charge more, I feel like I'm gouging my client. And that's my personal feeling. Again, it's your business. You can charge whatever you want. Okay. So I might look for something that has a bigger savings. I mean, these are all around $100 savings per night, and they're going for 2 nights. So that's $200. So I could make a quick $100, right? So let's say they want to be staying right here on International Drive. This is actually that's a decent hotel, right? This is closer to Disney. Flamingo Crossing is actually where they house a lot of their, not this exact hotel, but where they house a lot of their college program students. So maybe I do this one, saving them $181 per night, right? So I would come in, I would look at the total. They're getting a 1-bedroom suite. Please know that with all of these discounts, this is common. There's not a lot left of whatever we're getting at the discount. So a lot of times when we're booking with a discount, our clients need to be ready to book. So if my total is $327, so let's round that up, 328, they do have to pay $11.98 at the property. That's their property fee. It's $5.99 per night. That's a very low property fee. But please, whenever you're making any booking, check those things. If there's a resort fee, if there's a parking fee, if there's whatever. So $184 a night savings, right? So if I charge $184 because it's 2 nights, I could now say, let's see, 328. Even if I rounded it to 185. So if we say it's $512 for the 2 nights, okay? $512 for the 2 nights. You're going to see 2 different charges on your card. One is to this, one is to this. And I'm going to show you how we do an invoice. We're going to leave this one up, but you can do this. Or remember, we also said in here, I'm just going to open another page of it. You can also get things like theme park tickets. Now, I've never used it for Disney or Universal, and I'm going to be 100% honest. If I'm going to book those, I'm going to book them direct. Like, it's not worth saving $10 so you get paid $5, right? But Six Flags is not something we find on our vendors. So let's say that maybe they're going to Six Flags in San Antonio, Texas. Buy your tickets. All right. 1-day admission on a Saturday, $89. It's normally $90 down to $56. So maybe I tell them it's $70 each. And I'm making a little bit of money there. You're probably not booking just their tickets, but you could do a similar thing there. Okay. Now, Evo Plus, this is our exclusive wholesale booking engine. Only we can use this. No other travel agents have access to either of these 2 things. So let's say we wanted to look in Hawaii and our clients are going, they're going to go after New Year's for a week. It's actually going to be 4 adults because it's going to be their college kids. They're 18. So it's really parents and 2 kids, but they're all adults. It's going to give me the biggest percentage off at the top and work its way down. I have found some great savings on Evo Plus for Hawaii. So 45%. All right, look at this one. It's only 44%, but this is an expensive hotel. It is total savings $3,369. So even if I said to them that this total is $5,400, I'm making $1,080 and they are still saving over $2,000, almost $2,200 off of where they'd be able to find this anywhere, right? So that's where we can find some really, really great deals and some significant instant commissions. All right. Now, some of them are low, right? It just depends what you find. This one is saving $1,825. So maybe I charge $900 of a fee. That's still a great. First of all, I typically get 10%. If I were to book a trip that was $3,000, even if I booked this at retail, $5,397, typically on hotels that would be like $530. We're going to get $900 and not have to wait until after they travel. We do shop around, and when you're in here, we can click any of these and it will bring us, these are hyperlinks. So if I click Priceline, it's going to show me the same hotel on Priceline for those dates. All right. So it is going to show me what it is. I do shop around because if we're trying to tell clients that we're saving them however much money, we want to make sure we're actually saving them that money and that's not just, something else. So let me see. Expedia for the one that's saving them $3,369. All right. So they also only have 5 rooms left. This is saying it's 6,811 on Expedia total. So that's even higher than the amount that we're seeing as the total. So, Jill, the answer is I do not always trust that the difference in price is accurate. I don't. Because when I just looked up this other one, it was not accurate. Where was it? This one said it was $3,000 on Priceline. So it was less. But I also didn't go to the checkout page. You always want to make sure you go all the way to the checkout page because it may or may not be. So I went to Priceline. I didn't go to the checkout page. So let's see what it actually says. Choose your room. They're also having a sale on Priceline. And this one was, if I go to the checkout page on both, so I get the total. Because, yeah, you don't want to tell your clients, hey, I'm saving you this much, and then you're not really. And then they price check you and ask. That would be the worst. So let's do the Studio Ocean View. Let's make sure that one's there. Studio Ocean View. Studio Ocean View. So it's saying $3,073, but that might not be. So see, once I went to the final checkout page, $4,512. That $3,000 I was seeing was without the property fee, which is $742, and the taxes and fees. So when I now select this, it now shows me the total. And it typically will tell us, let's see. So even if they have to pay the $742 at the resort, it's still going to be less. But I don't think they do. It's included on the Evo Plus for some reason. All right. So I do check. It is always our job to price compare. We don't just find the first thing we find and say, oop, this is it. I'm going to get it. Right? Because we don't want to risk that now. So we just found that this one was $4,500 when I went through Priceline. So even if I charged, so that's 500, 6, almost 700 difference. So if I charge $350, I'm still saving them, right? This isn't necessarily the one I would choose to book for them, but we shop around and we figure out what's going to be best for our clients and what's going to be best. Really, that's the first priority, but then what's going to be best for them and for us combined is really important, right? So here's the one I said I would do, the one that was like 3,000. So this one really came up more. So I would do that one. So those are options. Evo Plus and Evo Rewards are exclusive to us. Wholesale booking engines just for Evolution agents, hotels and resorts. Evo Rewards, we can get cars and flights and activities as well. My Profit Agility, you may not know about this one. This one is week-long stays at resorts. They're typically unsold weeks at timeshares. Okay. So that's what people are trying to get their timeshare weeks sold. You can find how to register for this in the Travel Cafe. Suppliers by country, USA. If you didn't know, they're alphabetical. It might be under P instead of M. Used to be. Here it is. Profit Agility. Continue reading. Again, always scroll down to where it says how to register. You're going to do a supplier request form. So the same way you register for Vax, it's that form that you fill out that then Archer will register you. I haven't used this in a long time. So when you come in, there's a couple of different things you can search for. You can search resort weeks or you can search last minute deals. They're both in there. All right. Now, sometimes you're saving them enough money that it doesn't matter if they're not staying for the whole 7 days. Okay. Usually it is, however, a 7-day stay. So let's see. Where should we go? Let's try like somewhere in the US. Let's do, I don't know. Sometimes you can look up actual places. So you can look up, I spelled that wrong. You can look up by region. Like when I started typing, I can type Tennessee. And it will give me different resorts. All right. So it'll tell me how many resort weeks are available. So this is a 7-night, 8-day stay. There's 3 there. If I look at availability, it is important here that you zero out the commission because otherwise your commission's going to go through Archer. So the public rate for 7 nights is $4,728. This is $881. That is a savings of $3,846. Now, this would be the week after Thanksgiving. But there's other nights, there's other ones as well. That is the best savings. But still, these are saving, almost $2,000, right? So clearly this is the best savings, this first one. So let's look what we do. We click book now. So the commission is set to 0. You can have them pay the maximum commission to you, $1,552. But now I'm not saving my client any money and I'm only getting 80% of that. So you're going to leave the commission at 0 on my profit agility. And you're going to say, hey, this trip cost you $2,000 or whatever you say. If I charge them $2,000, I'm making $1,020 and I'm still saving them over $3,000. And now I have a really happy client. I could charge more than that if I wanted to, right? So I'm saving them a lot of money. I'm going to say you're going to see 2 charges on your card, blah, 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 right? So we can book on My Profit Agility. There's lots of options in here for week-long stays.
I have
Now,
a question.
yes.
What is the 2 charges? I heard you say that earlier before.
All right. So one of their charges goes to the vendor we're booking through. The other charge goes directly to you as the agent. And we're going to talk about ways you get paid after we talk about the different sites we can book on to make instant commission.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's a wholesale booking fee. You could call it wholesale booking fee, administrative fee, whatever you're calling it, paid directly to you as the agent because there's no built-in commission. Okay. So that's how My Profit Agility works. You also can do the last minute deals. When you click that, it's going to show, it's just going to bring up last minute deals that are there. All right. Those pictures do not look very nice. of those ones. But here's one, Hilton Grand Vacation Clubs at SeaWorld. A 7-night stay for $230. That's crazy. Now I need to look. For 7 nights at a hotel in Orlando, Florida, they wouldn't even need to go for all 7 nights. So this leaves, next Saturday, they're saving $788. For $230, they could even use just a couple of the nights and be satisfied if they couldn't go for a whole week, right? Maybe you charge them $400. They're still going to be happy. Again, it's your business. You get to choose what you charge for a fee. I would never say the savings is $1,000. I'm going to charge $900 because I feel like that's not helpful to my client, right? It's helpful to me, but not them. RoomRez. This is not an always charge instant commission situation. It is a wholesale site already, so sometimes we're finding great savings. However, as long as we're booking with the Archer special rate, we're getting an 11% commission paid to us after travel, right? So sometimes we can charge an instant commission fee depending on what we find. They do have hotels, rental cars, transfers. I've sometimes put things together in packages there. So if we look on RoomRez, and I didn't look ahead of time to see if I could find any amazing deals. It just depends on if you find something really, that is not the right site, really, really a great deal. You will not always, okay? Let's just look a little out, see what we can find. Let's not do Memorial Day. That might not find a deal. So I do look and see if it actually is a deal or not. And ways that you can do that, you can just pull up a web search of how much that hotel normally costs. All right. And sometimes you can look at what those online prices are. Please know that sometimes the online pricing is deceiving because sometimes people are like, it looks like it's less expensive to book it online. It will sometimes look that way because remember, it's not the final pricing. These online price rates, that's the average of all of the rates they're finding online. So, something like this, $314 for 153, that's about half price. But let's see what else we can find. I mean, I don't know how good some of them are either. You still want to be checking, reviews and things like that. $67 a night, $170 per night. It's a decent discount, but it's still $176 is still a cheap hotel normally. All right, here we go. $894, 225. Let's take a look at this hotel. It says it's only 2.5 stars, though. That makes me a little nervous. Let's look it up. Reviews. Oh, this also says it's permanently closed. That can't be right. We're not going to go with that one because that's concerning. All right, let's see. And again, you might not always find a great deal in here. However, Courtyard by Marriott, always a decent choice. A Courtyard by Marriott says it's normally $330 per night. And this says we can get it for did it say? 143 per night. So when you're in room res, now they do have upcharged rooms as well. But when you're in room res, why is that so zoomed in? This is a double queen. Let's see. Standard double queen, flexible cancellation. The total is 860. I know there's no picture, but it's just gonna be it's the same exact room as this. It just doesn't include breakfast. Because that's a room with 2 queen beds. Standard double queen. For a total of $860. All right, so I'm gonna look this hotel up. I don't think that they get Marriott rewards if they book third party. If they're a member. I'm gonna go right to their website though and see what the pricing is. So this is May 11th to 17th. We're looking at the lowest regular rate. So a guest room with 2 queens. So notice it does say, so they're having a sale. It does say was $334, which is what we found, but it's still saying $283 per night average. So our total, so essentially they're getting an e-gift card. So really, they're getting charged $1,916, but they're getting a $300 gift card to use at Marriott in the future. But they're still paying $1,900. Okay. I believe that's what that means. Summary of charges. Yes. Yeah. So they're getting 1916 is what they're being charged. Okay. And we're getting it for $860. So this is an opportunity on RoomRes where you could charge a fee because you're only getting $95 commission before your 80%. Right? So you're not really getting $95. You're getting less than that. Okay. Probably in the 70s, 70 something dollars. So if we're saving them $1,050, either way, let's say we're saving them $1,000, right? You could charge $500 there. You could say, I got you the hotel for $1,300. I'm saving you over $600. And you could charge that fee. Again, you choose the fee you choose. It's not my choice to tell you what to charge. It's your choice, but that's a huge savings. They're saving over $1,000. So we could charge an instant commission there. All right. Does everyone understand how, what I'm saying with, because we're saving this, we can charge a fee for all the different ones I've shown you before we move on to what we actually do now? All right. So now we do need to know how we're going to present and how we're going to get paid, right? So we are going to create some kind of an invoice that shows them the breakdown of the fees, because they're not going to have just one charge to their credit card. They're going to have a charge to RoomRes or Evo Plus or wherever we're booking through. And then they're also going to have a non-refundable fee to us. We can use Canva, we can use Google Sheets, you can use Excel, whatever you choose to use. And I'll show you that in a moment. And then we're going to do a credit card authorization form because we're still using the credit card for the client. So what I typically will do is that credit card authorization form will say the total, and then I will break down the individual fees. Because if for some reason somebody comes back and there's a chargeback or a question that you did not tell them you were booking some fee, if it says $1,300 instead of $500 and $800, the credit card company could say, this says 13. It doesn't say either of the two amounts they were charged. So I would put that 1,300 and then I would put 800 whatever to room res and 400 whatever non-refundable booking fee. I would put that right on there, and I'm going to have an invoice as well that I've sent them that shows that. Okay. And then we use some kind of an app to collect the payments. Now, if it's someone you know, I've had people Apple Cash me. However, if it's not someone you know and it's a stranger that's a client, or you're not super close to them, you're acquaintances, we're going to be more professional, right? A little more professional with how we charge the fees. Square app, PayPal, Venmo, Stripe, any of those. Now, I will tell you this, you can, because I'm running the training, I'm going to give you I have a Square referral code. Okay. I use Square. It will give you your first $1,000 of transactions without fees. From what I've learned and what I've heard, Square has the least amount of fees. The least amount of fees that you can use, that you get. Like PayPal charges a lot of fees and that kind of a thing. But up to $1,000 sales within your first 180 days. You do not need any Square hardware. You can just use an app on your phone. Now you can, in here, they have ways to make invoices as well through Square that you can use. However, what I do, and I'll pull up the one I did, I like to be able to put my branding on my invoice. Okay. So here's one I did last week. I did book a flight for someone. I just found an invoice template in Canva, and then I colored it to my brand colors and put my logo on there. So as you can see on here, non-refundable booking fee. I only charged her $50. It's for 2 flights total. We had to book on 2 different airlines, so I put all the charges. You're gonna pay Delta $133.48. You're going to be charged United $253.48. No question asked. There's 3 different fees that are going on her card for this, right? Here's her invoice of everything. So if you were booking a hotel through Evo Plus, and then you were booking direct with the airline for the flights, we would put everything on there. Okay. And then whatever they're booking. And here's their total of what they're paying. Okay. And I sent this to her right with the credit card authorization form. So if I look at, I don't think did I put the $50 on there? I don't remember. Let's look. Google Drive. That's not what I wanted to go to. Come on, computer. You're almost done. So if I go to hers, Elise. Put it this way so I can actually look what I'm looking up. So here's her credit card authorization form, completely signed out. I did not put the $50 fee because she was just Venmoing me, right? She didn't use the Square app. So I put her total charge, $386.96, $133.48 Delta, $253.48 to United. I spelled out what she was doing. Let me get off of her credit card authorization form. So that's how I broke that down. So she didn't have to sign the form multiple times because that's a pain, right? To have to do more than one form. But I sent her the credit card authorization form and the invoice together. Come on. Now my computer doesn't want to do what I need it to do. Ah. It won't let me click anything. Let me click stop share. Can you guys still hear me or is everything frozen? Oh, there we go.
We can hear you.
It was not letting me click anything for a moment there. Let me get on the page I need and then reshare my screen. I just didn't want to leave her credit card authorization form as the one thing up as I'm recording the training. What's going on, computer? So, I mean, that really is the last part, is that invoice and the credit card authorization form. But it's because I have so many things up on my computer is what's going on. My computer has said, I'm done for the night, leave me alone. All right. So, does everyone understand how we charge the clients, how we tell them we're charging them? People are not, and one of the things I heard, I went to the Evo Plus training Thursday during my lunch at school, and one of the things I heard Tommy Joe say, because sometimes people are worried. They're worried about, well, what if the client says, how come you're doing this? How come, are you getting paid that much money? What's going on? She said, first of all, stop worrying about it. You're getting paid for your work, right? She said, I've never had somebody be like, well, why am I getting 2 charges on my card? Okay. And that kind of a thing. I would put that on the credit card authorization form too, the non-refundable booking fee. Yes. The only reason I didn't do is because she just Venmo'd me, and it's not like a credit card charge the same way. But in Canva, all I did, you can also use something like a Google Sheets or Excel to create an invoice. But you can come in and search invoice, and there's like a million choices, right? You could find any template you want. That's a free template. Look at this one's like for somebody who sell cookies. You could even look up like travel invoice. Here we go. I mean, that one's not free, but there might be one that's free. Let's see. Customize this template. I don't want to print it. I just want to make it. So I could click this and, let's say that those are not your brand colors. Maybe these are your brand colors. And I can change everything that's that color. Why did it change everything? Well, that was annoying. But you can change anything on a Canva to be what you want it to be. You could put your logo, all of those things. But this one's, round trip flights, accommodations, travel insurance, whatever you're including. And you can change everything. You could probably even add more on there. So that's how you could easily make any template for for an invoice.
I have a quick question. When you were doing the invoice, you were saying that, say for instance, we did a hotel with Evo
Mm-hmm.
and we did a flight through American Airlines or whatever.
Yep.
So when we do Evo Plus, we give them their amount. If we're creating an invoice, we're doing the amount that they're going to be charged for their stay. But then, would you put the non-refundable fee for Evo? Whatever you're gonna, whatever your commission is gonna be.
Yep. So let's look at one of those. Let's look at one of the ones we pulled up and we'll do an invoice right now. So if we have this hotel, all right, so it's 49, 81, 16. 49, 81, 16. So I would put this in. Because we're saving them like almost $3,000. I'm going to add the word wholesale booking fee or non-refundable wholesale fee. It's important that we put non-refundable, right? Because what I'm going to say to them is, so that you know, part of this booking for the hotel is refundable up until whatever date it says, right? Let's see what it says. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. So it says, so it's refundable up until December 29th. It's $4,981.16 is refundable. After that point, and I would do the math because it says there's a $710.81 cancellation fee for the 30th through the 1st. So I would tell them how much is refundable up until whatever dates. So part of this is going to be refundable, part of this is not refundable. Okay. The flights are not refundable. I mean, you could book refundable flights, but so if I was doing flights, I could also put that in here. Round trip flights. I don't know, LA to, I don't even know if that's where that is. So let's say that 2 people, maybe their flights are like $850. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers right now.
Is that per person?
Oh, so it'd probably be like 1,700. Yeah, it's probably per person. I don't know. I'm making up numbers, Kathy, for the flights.
What about the trip insurance protection?
Oh. So now I would have to add that in there. So either way, I would put every, let's see, I think this is a table, so I can go like this. Oh, I can't. Let's see, add a row.
Mhm.
Travel insurance. 1. And I was able to change this table. Like you were able to, choose how many things were in the table and everything. Let's say their travel insurance is $500. Again, I'm making up numbers right here. The only thing that's a real number is my fee and the cost of the hotel. And then I would add all this together. Let me get my calculator because I can't do that in my, that's too much in my head for 9 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Hmm.
Or anytime really. All right, so 5981.16. I clicked out of the calculator. Plus 1700 plus 500. So their total is a lot, but it's Hawaii. So I would send them this. Obviously, this would say their real name, right? And here's their invoice with all of those aspects. I might put the non-refundable fee at the end after the travel insurance. But does that make more sense now?
Mhm.
Yes. So what I was trying to see was, so because you charged them $1,000 or whatever for your commission, you're not charging them for any commission for the flights. Is that right?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
There are other agents that might. I personally wouldn't because I'm already making $1,000. And I'm happy with that.
So are you emailing this to them?
I would send this at the same time that I send the credit card authorization form.
Okay. And how do you get your clients to sign that form?
The credit card authorization form,
Hmm.
I pay for DocuSign, which I'm going to cancel January 1st and switch over to that Sign Now because it's cheaper.
Okay.
DocuSign's too expensive. But I use a PDF filler that timestamps it. Essentially.
What's
So when I go into DocuSign, and this is DocuSign is expensive. Choose a cheaper option. Don't use DocuSign. I didn't know there were cheaper options when I signed up and I had a year subscription. So other people use one called Sign Now. So when I do it, I just drag in something I've downloaded in here. And then you can like put little boxes, what you want to fill. So here's one that's complete. How do I see it? Oh, right here. So when they sign with DocuSign, see how this has, it says DocuSign envelope ID?
Mm-hmm.
This will hold up in court because that proves that they signed it on something. And then
Okay.
here too, when they sign it, signed by. So other people use things. This one is much less expensive. Sign Now. And you do get, don't sign up for it until you're about to use it because you get a like a 14-day free trial. So at least get the first 14 days free. You know, but it's much less expensive than DocuSign. Other people will just use any kind of PDF filler you can use. Some people print them out and do it. There's all different ways to get people to sign a credit card authorization form.
I have that Adobe Acrobat thing, and you can sign them. Does that work?
It should. It should work.
Okay.
Potentially the person who's signing it needs it as well, though.
Oh,
I don't know, though.
okay.
You can always send me something and we can